Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2023 Nissan Versa S manual. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this car specifically and cars like it in general. So this is really coming to be kind of the last of an era. In some of my previous videos, I've mentioned that this car is a lot like buying a brand new 90s car, and I meant that in a good way, because I grew up with cars that were from the 80s and 90s, little econo boxes like this. And this, while bringing modern safety to this type of car, also just has the feel and the experience of a 90s econo box. So it's just really super cool. I've mentioned also it is so fun to drive. It still gives you enough of a visceral feeling, way more than you would actually expect in a car like this. It's just super fun to drive. But you know, it's anybody's guess how long Nissan will keep making a manual transmission Versa base model. Personally, I hope they keep making it. It is it's just there's nothing else in the market like it now. I mean, I think the closest competitor was like the Mitsubishi Mirage, which really I think is a whole step down, although those are cool cars, don't get me wrong, I do like them, but they have like 50 fewer horsepower, and I actually don't think they do a whole lot better on fuel mileage either, but they do have a good reputation for durability and reliability, so no knock whatsoever on those. It's just, it's not the same type of car as this Versa. This car comes with way more than you would expect for the money. I mean, some things that come to mind are like the radar backup sensors, the automatic high beams. It has power windows, power door locks, one touch, it's one touch down, maybe one touch up also on the driver's window. But generally speaking, this is what I'm going to call an end of an era car, because, you know, with Mitsubishi discontinuing the manual transmission for the 2022 model year, comment down there if I'm not right about that. There's just nothing else like it. I mean, you can still buy one of these for $16,000 and change. I'm seeing some dealers discount these, even though I don't think they really have to. There was one dealer somewhere in Texas or something that recently had like 6 of these in stock, and they were discounting them like $900. So I've had this one almost a year. We're gonna call it 11 months, but approaching a year. I bought it when the market was still pretty strong. It has since weakened quite a bit, but I paid $16,900 something for it. We'll get some debris here. We had some storms come through last night, and you know, although the days of making profit on a car like this by selling it to Carvana are gone, I actually just got an offer. I'm not really going to sell this one, but I got an offer from Carvana for $16,900. So basically less than $100 less than I paid for it a year ago. And so, you know, the other thing about this car is you can pretty much buy it and drive it for a year or two, or maybe even more, and it won't cost you anything in depreciation. Because there's nothing else like it. Let's do a little acceleration here. Because there's nothing else like it, and cars like this are in demand. I mean, Nissan sells every one of these that they can build. I have a lot of comments on my videos from people that these are still hard to find. my local dealer, they're a medium-sized dealer, I would say. The one I bought this from, as I mentioned, I bought this one 11 months ago. They haven't had one since then. This is like literally the only one they've had in a year. And I was going to buy a 2022, but they never got one. I've also owned two 20s and a 21, so obviously I like this car. I was buying those, driving them for a while, then selling them to Carvana. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to wait until Nissan announces they're not making them anymore, if that happens. Again, I hope it doesn't happen. And then probably buy another one just to have the last model. And I've actually thought about just tucking it away in storage. Because, you know, I see like on the auction sites when the cars like this come up with really low miles, they generate a lot of excitement in the community. And I think it would be kind of cool to do something like that. I've always wanted to buy a car and just tuck it away. You know, but maintain it, you know, like drive it every 6 months and keep up on the service and everything like that. But we'll see. I mean, I never know with me what I'm going to do. For those of you who have seen some of my videos, I'm definitely a car guy, and I always like to be experiencing new cars, but at the same time, cars that I really like this one, I always either like to have one and keep replacing it with the same thing, or hold on to it. I have not slowed down on buying cars. In fact, I have another car on the way that I won an auction for. I'm going to be doing some more content on that once it arrives. I'm pretty excited about that. But, you know, overall, I just think that this is such a cool and kind of unique car. You know, cars like this used to be the norm back in the 80s and 90s. And now they're kind of like the exception. So as far as has this car been reliable? Yes, it hasn't had any mechanical or electrical issues, except the one I have mentioned in some of my other videos. This is currently being investigated by NHTSA, thanks to anybody who watched my previous videos and used the link I put out there to file a complaint with NHTSA. So for those of you who aren't aware of this, if you stall it or fail to hold the key on long enough to start it, it will cut power dramatically. You can dig through some of my other videos. This actually happened when I bought the car brand new. And since then, I've been kind of on a crusade to push Nissan to fix it. Dealers have been clueless. I've been getting comments about, you know, people have been taking these into dealers and they just can't seem to figure out what's going on. It just simply boils down to a software error in programming. And when it originated was for the 2022 model year, when they switched from the push to start to the old-fashioned key that you stick in. Let's see if I can get that on there. They didn't program it right, so that it doesn't know what to do when either of those two conditions happen. Let's do a little third gear acceleration. Now I'm in fourth gear. It's still got a little decent amount of torque in fourth gear there. So yeah, it'll cut power and it could lead to a dangerous situation. But I even wrote 4 physical letters and mailed them to NHTSA, and I sent screenshots of all the people who have filed complaints. Last I checked, we were up to 23 complaints with NHTSA. Again, thanks to everybody who filed a complaint. So the issue will get addressed. You know, so bottom line is, if you never stall and you always hold the key on long enough to let it fully start, you'll never know that that issue exists. You know, I just picture somebody, maybe an inexperienced driver, a teenager or something like that, in a parking lot, stalling it out and then trying to pull out into traffic, and not having any power. It could definitely create a dangerous situation. So I really wanted to raise awareness of this. I've posted on forums and everything like that to let as many people know as I could. And so finally something's going to be done about that. I have no idea what the timeline is. I will post updated videos as I find information out or people share it with me. Thanks to one of my commenters for actually letting me know about the NIST investigation, because I was checking periodically, but apparently not often enough, because I didn't know that it was out there. So I was really excited to see that happen. And for those of you who have seen some of my other videos, I do have some fancier cars, but there's just nothing like the experience of a car like this. So this really connects me to all the cars I've had like it in the past, the cars that I grew up with, and it's just a really good feeling to drive this car. It is something I would absolutely recommend to anybody that is considering one of these. It's definitely got its a character, but that's what gives it its charm. So anyway, yeah, this video, I was just thinking about how this car is the last of an era, and just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. By the way, this is my sort of dangerous turn here. Almost always somebody's coming the other way here, and it's like the narrowest part of the road and blind. Oh, I did have somebody comment about me getting a camera mount for my phone. If you happen to randomly be concerned about that, I just want to say, you know, even though I'm holding the phone while driving, I am not really at all focusing on the phone. I am focusing on driving, and, you know, as such, probably the field of vision may wander and stuff like that. But it's always safety first for me when I'm driving, and safety first for others around me. Wow, this person is certainly not in a hurry. So yeah, anybody who's concerned about that, you really don't need to be. I am focused 100% on the road, and the phone is secondary, not really looking at that except other than my peripheral vision, or maybe when I come to a stop or whatever, something like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm always surprised when people enjoy my videos. I don't know why. I think they're probably boring, but thanks to all of you who watch and enjoy them. And have a great day. All right.